What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another fantasy football video. Before we even get into this one, I just want to say, if you are not in the private chat, the Facebook private chat, make sure to get in there. Check the link in the description and on the screen. I'll post what it is. Just go to Facebook. It's Fantasy Football Advice Private Chat. First 300 of you are getting in there. We're at like 60 right now, I think. And we've had some great discussions in there already, but really it's going to be very beneficial to you come draft time. Ask me a question whenever you want, because I will be answering the questions in there before questions in the comment section. Right now it's manageable, but it's not going to be towards the end of the year, so make sure you get into there. Also, remember to check the site for updated rankings. Right now they're not super updated, but again, this is May. If you're watching this later, they're going to be updated. And along with those, with the premium rankings, make sure you go over there and get the premium rankings if you want to put yourself ahead of the field in your drafts. But this video is going to be about, should you be drafting a handcuff? And the simple answer, if you don't feel like watching the rest of this video, is no. If you're working off of my definition of a handcuff, maybe your definition is different, which the answer is maybe. So my definition of a handcuff is someone who does not already have standalone value. A backup that doesn't already have standalone value. And really, this is only for running backs. Like, you don't ever obviously draft a handcuff quarterback. Wide receivers, there's no such thing as a handcuff because they're number twos, and usually when number twos are put into a number one role, they're not nearly as good, and you can draft number two to be standalone anyways. Tight ends, obviously no backup or no handcuffs there. So it's only running backs. So you talk about drafting a handcuff, and feeding off my definition, they don't have standalone value. Like, yes, they're going to get points, but I'm saying, could you fathom starting them, even in the flex spot? If the answer is no, then I'm not saying don't draft them. I'm saying don't draft them as a handcuff. So a handcuff, if you guys aren't familiar, is just, let's say you draft Ezekiel Elliott, and you want to cover yourself in the case that Elliott goes down with an injury. So you say, okay, well, really for him, it's Alfred Morris or Darren McFadden. We can't be sure right now. Maybe we'll have more clarity come training camp. But let's say Alfred Morris wins the job, which I think he's the better back, so I think he will. They say Alfred Morris is the 2. He's going to get the ball if Elliott goes down or gets suspended or something crazy happens. So what I'm saying is, we all know Alfred Morris isn't going to have standalone value. So can you draft him? Yes. I mean, he's not the best example because I don't think I would draft him. But could you draft him? Yes, because there's upside there. Let's say Elliott goes down. And I'm just talking about more a player in general like this, not specifically Elliott and Alfred Morris. But if starter A goes down, B takes over all the carries. That's what a handcuff is. If you have him on your bench, you're covered in case your guy goes down. It's like a safety net. It's an insurance policy. But it limits your upside. And that's why I've never really drafted a handcuff. Different case is DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray's backup is Derrick Henry. This is different because Derrick Henry has standalone value. You can draft Derrick Henry and start him week 1, probably in the flex, but you can honestly potentially rely on him later in the year for a pretty decent amount of carries. I think he's got a good chance of taking over DeMarco Murray. Now, could that be through injury? Yes. But I'm saying he has more odds to take over than most guys do. So he has standalone value, so he's not a handcuff. But there are guys out there that aren't standalone value, and you can still draft them. So Kareem Hunt is a good example. Kareem Hunt's the backup to Spencer Ware. And I would never draft Spencer Ware and Kareem Hunt. But I would draft Spencer Ware on one team and Kareem Hunt on another team, because there's no scenario where Spencer Ware and Kareem Hunt are both starting on my team. And I want to try and draft a team where there's a chance that all of my players are good. I'm not drafting a team saying, okay, if Kareem Hunt ends up being good, that means what is Ware going in, like the 4th or 5th or something like that? Let's say the 5th. In a world where Kareem Hunt is a viable pick for you, Spencer Ware was a bad pick. And vice versa, if Spencer Ware ends up being a great pick at the end of the year, that means the Kareem Hunt pick was bad. So in this scenario, there's no world in which you made 2 good picks. So why would you limit your upside like that? I mean, draft guys who have immense upside, but then you can drop in week 2, because at least there's a chance. And if you draft handcuffs, there just isn't as much of a chance for your team to really win. Like this is the idea that we're trying to get to, is winning. If you want to get 4th or 5th place, like I talked about this in my article, and I used an example I'm going to talk about in a second. If you want to get 4th or 5th place, then draft handcuffs. Because yes, you're limiting your upside, but you're also limiting your downside. You're getting to a team that's more in the middle. But that's not what we want. Like, we don't want 2nd place. We want 1st place. We're trying to build 1st place teams. So we can't be drafting guys and limiting our upside. This is the way I tried to think of it. It's not the perfect example, okay? I understand that. But it's a good example. Let's pretend your life has been turned into a game, all right? You and 11 other people are playing in this game. The objective at the end is to see at the end of 10 years who has the most money. Let's say they just get to keep the money. There's an incentive, right? You get to keep the money if you have the most at the end of the year, or at the end of 10 years. The 11 other people who did not win get nothing. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to win. Obviously, you're not trying to get 8th place. You're not trying to get 6th place, but also make some money. No, you're trying to win. So, let's say at the beginning of this game, everyone's given $1 million. Spend on expenses and investments. Whoever gets the most money at the end of this game gets to keep it. Do you buy insurance? No, right? You're not going to buy insurance in this game. Why? Well, because in order for insurance to work out for you, for the decision to buy insurance, for that decision to work out in your favor, meaning it was a good decision, something bad had to have happened. When you're using insurance, that means something happened to decrease your value. You're not going to win the game if you need to use your insurance. Because something bad happened and there's a person out there who didn't need to use their insurance and didn't buy insurance. There's a person in your league who didn't draft backups or didn't draft handcuffs. Their starters did good and they had a really good late round pick. There is someone else in your league who that's going to happen to. So if you take a handcuff, even if it works out, that means your early pick didn't. And you're already behind the game. Could you still win? Yes. But you're limiting the chances of winning. If you don't draft or buy insurance in this game, or if you don't draft a handcuff, there is a chance for you for all of your early picks to work out and for some of your later picks to work out. And you have more chances for those later picks to work out because remember, we drafted defense and a kicker in the last 2 rounds. We're drafting a quarterback late. We're drafting a tight end late. There aren't that many flyer picks. There's maybe like 3 flyer picks. So we can't be using one of those on a handcuff. Now we have 2 chances to hit it, and it's not easy to hit on a late round flyer. Yes, if you buy the premium rankings, we're going to give you lists of our favorite flyers, our guys that we think have the most upside and the best chance to hit that upside. But it's not a science, and no one can tell you injuries. No one can tell you if guys are just going to have a great year because honestly, years are made and lost on a couple plays. So you can't go into a year saying, well, yeah, I drafted this handcuff, but these 2 other guys are going to pay off because you don't know that. So you can't be limiting your upside. That is the entire point that I'm trying to get across. You are limiting your upside immensely. You might not think that you are. You might think it's 1 pick. But that's 1 pick to go along with those 4 other picks that I mentioned. The quarterback, the tight end, the defense, the kicker. Now you add in this handcuff. That's your last 5 rounds. You have yet to draft a late round flyer. And those guys win you your leagues. So if those picks, those last 5 picks, aren't being used for the flyer, and some of your early picks don't work out, because remember, we all go into the year loving our teams. But it's pretty rare that at the end of the year you look back and you've got all your first 5 round picks. It's pretty rare. Someone's going to bust in like the 3rd and the 5th round. To be honest, that's what the data shows, is the 3rd and the 5th round for some reason. 1st and 2nd round are pretty high success rates. But if you fail in the 2nd round and the 3rd round, and you drafted handcuffs and you drafted tight ends and quarterbacks late and everything, like your upside just isn't there. That is the one downfall of drafting quarterbacks late, is that those picks can't be used for these flyer guys that are going that late because you're not going to be getting them. So that is the whole point of this video. I just wanted to get that across. Don't draft handcuffs. Be the guy to draft someone else's handcuffed. You can draft Kareem Hunt. You can draft guys like him who are in backup roles that don't have standalone value, but that could break out. You can draft these guys late. But don't draft them if you already have the starter. Draft someone else's handcuffs and draft good starters. So that is the end of this video. Hope you guys understood. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. On the screen, you can subscribe. You can check out our website. You can check out whatever video YouTube thinks is best for you. But that's the end of this video, and thanks for watching.